जी वेलकम टू Vantage Developers Presents Game On है मैं हूँ रोहा नदीम. We're back with our post-match show, India versus Afghanistan. What a match that was between two giants of the T20 format. एक तरफ वो टीम जिसके ऊपर से लेके नीचे तक established veterans हैं फॉर्मेट के, दूसरी तरफ वो टीम जो इतना थ्रिल लेके आती है इस T20 फॉर्मेट में that you can expect anything from them, and you know no team can take them lightly now, especially since they have so much experience playing T20 cricket all over the world. But today it was India's might who outplayed Afghanistan in all departments and of course made their journey ahead much easier by this convincing and compelling win over in Barbados. एक मज़ीद हम in-depth look भी डालेंगे into what happened in the match, who were the key players. Of course, हमारे panelists ने जो predictions की थी, I still have the scores written somewhere. I think I've lost them, but मैं वापस उनको मंगवाती हूँ because हमारे panelists ने भी बड़े interesting predictions किए थे right before we left for the game. But a lot in store for you today, so without wasting any more time, I'm going to quickly bring back all of my favorite people on this game on his family. Erin Holland, welcome back. Shoaib Akhtar, welcome back. Martin Guptill, Yunus Khan, Mohammad Hafiz, welcome back, all of you. What a game this was, and all of our predictions, especially about the runs being scored by India, somewhat came true. 180 on the board. Where will you start on this? Because a convincing show by India's batters, and thoda up and down raha, but in the end.
Where will you start the Indian history since late 90s, right? There were many greats. How did they start building up the whole process? How did they start building up the whole team? You know, the team is not only a good enough team, they are the bench strength. If you look at the bench strength, people are dying to get in, but they can't. How did that happen? When we played against India, India was bogged down by us. Ask those people. We used to just run them down like there's no tomorrow. What happened the process? What happened with the process? India has invested themselves into the system, brought back Surya Kumar Yadav, Pant, Kohli, Sharma. Before that, there's Sachin, Rahul, Lakshman, Ganguly. People make their teams, people make the systems, and create the legends, and the people follows them. Today, what happened? Who's Surya Kumar Yadav? He's not a captain of the team. He was playing like a captain as a team.
Yeah.
This is what is lacking is Pakistan. What is lacking is in Pakistan team. So people take responsibility. Hey, listen, you can't do it. Virat Kohli, the greatest batsman ever of the history of cricket. Don't worry about it. I'll tell you how to do it. Happened. Gone. Off you go. Don't worry about it. We have Hardik Pandya, bowling all-rounder. जब bowling all-rounder हमारे पास रज़ाक होता था, अज़हर होता था, हफीज़ होता था, शाहिद होता था, सब करते थे. There's a bowling all-rounder. People are there. You just make teams. This is what happens. Ruthless performance by India and clinical finish. I still believe that India was about at least 30 runs short.
Yeah.
Had Rohit Sharma stayed there for a couple of more minutes, or Rishabh Pant stayed there for another 2-3 hours, they would have get around 220. I'm done with my answer within 2 minutes, please.
Wonderful. Short, crisp, and super fast, just like his bowling. Thank you so much. Marty, what
But one last thing. Hats off to Afghanistan. You guys are brilliant. My full support to you, Afghanistan. I love you because you have raised a bar. There is no tomorrow. Pakistan is not in the Super 8. You guys are. Well done. Keep going. आप बड़ी टीमों को फेंटा लगाएंगे. Well done.
Yeah, they fought valiantly, and Rashid Khan had some real moments of brilliance with his captaincy.
Yeah.
They bowled really well in
100%.
the first innings, as you said, restricting India really to what could have been a much larger total. Led from the front with a beautiful performance with the ball. Fazal Haq Farooqi was great once again. Martin, where did Afghanistan lose their way though for you? In that run chase, it kind of just felt like there wasn't a clear-cut plan once Gurbaz got out.
Yeah, I thought he was a little bit reckless, to be honest, trying to take Bumrah down so early. Sort of threw his wicket away really. Just didn't take the time to sort of get in and build a partnership.
Have a look at the best bowler.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he played a beautiful shot off Arshdeep Singh in the first over, using his feet down the track. But
13 runs off the first
I think
over.
if you look at it here, the chase, partnership of 13, 10, 0, 44, 4, 30 something in there, you know, they just never got a big partnership to set the innings up. Where if you look at India, you know, they had a 43-run partnership in 4.1 overs. They had a 28-run partnership in 2.2, a 60-run partnership in 6.1 overs. Really set the innings up to get to that 180 mark, and it just proved too much. They were just too good.
They hunted in pairs, Roha.
For sure. यूनुस खान, what was your takeaway? क्योंकि हमने रन्स के बारे में बात की थी और वहाँ पे जो जैसे शुएब कह रहे थे रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी हर बैटर ने शो की. सूर्या कुमार यादव ने भी पोस्ट मैच इंटरव्यू में यही कहा कि हमें अपनी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी का पता था एंड वी प्लेड like that in a mature way, जिससे जो हमारे से expectations थी. But what were your key takeaways from India's batting? Do you also agree they were a bit short on the runs?
इंडिया की बात करूंगा तो देखें, ठीक है उनके पास रोहित शर्मा है, विराट कोहली, लेकिन आपको जब आप बड़े गेम्स के लिए जाते हैं, बड़े इवेंट्स के लिए जाते हैं, तो एक दो प्लेयर्स नहीं होने चाहिए आपके पास. यही बैटिंग में है, यही बॉलिंग में है. हम अगर उनकी बात करें तो उनके पास एक ऐसी बैटिंग लाइन है जिसमें बहुत ज़्यादा मेच्योरनेस नज़र आ रही है, और बॉलिंग में भी एग्जैक्टली ऐसा ही है. तो मेरे ख्याल से एक फुल उनकी एक टीम है जो कि वो कहते हैं ना कि इंग्रेडिएंट्स सारे उनके पास मौजूद हैं. और अगर आप
यूनुस बनाता कौन है?
नहीं देखिए, वही वाली बात जो हम पहले कर रहे थे, जो बीच में कमर्शियल वो आ गया था कि हम टॉस पे चले गए थे. एक पॉइंट जो बड़ा हमने अच्छे रेस किया था कि टीमें बनती कैसे हैं. टीमें बनती इस तरह है कि इस तरह टीमें नहीं बनती कि आप सबको निकाल लें या सबको ले आएं. अगर आज विराट कोहली की बात करते हैं तो विराट कोहली के सामने कौन थे?
सचिन.
शुएब अख्तर के सामने कौन थे जब शुएब अख्तर टीम में आए थे? यूनुस खान जब आए थे तो कौन थे सामने? सईद अनवर. तो देखिए, ये आपको अब इस तरह करना होता है. फॉर सम हाउ हम डिटेल में नहीं जाएंगे तो फिर थोड़ा पर्सनल हो जाएगा कि किस तरह फिर निकाले गए, और वो फिर वही वही दोबारा डिबेट शुरू हो जाएगा. ऐसा नहीं. देखिए, आप टीम में प्लेयर्स रखें, वो प्लेयर रखें, वो सीनियर रखें जो कि रोल मॉडल्स हों, और उसके बाद फिर यंगस्टर बनते हैं. आज अगर हम अपनी टीम की बात करें, हमारे पास यंगस्टर नहीं है, हमारे पास क्योंकि उनके सामने है ही कोई नहीं. तो देखिए, इस तरह टीमें बनती जैसे अभी हम यहाँ पे बात कर रहे हैं. और टीम अफगानिस्तान की बात करूंगा तो उनके पास कोई प्लान नजर नहीं आ रहा था. देखिए, आपको जब चेस करना होता है ना, देखिए एक चेस करने में और पोस्ट करने में फ़र्क है. पोस्ट आप करें, ठीक है. आप अगर हम टीम इंडिया की बात करें तो वहाँ भी 40 आउट्स की एक पार्टनरशिप है, फिर 60 आउट की एक पार्टनरशिप है. ज़्यादा पार्टनरशिप नहीं है, लेकिन ये आप ठीक है, एक्सेप्टेबल है जब आप पोस्ट कर रहे हो. लेकिन जब आप चेस कर रहे हो तो उसमें ये नहीं हो सकता कि आप सभी एक तरीके से खेलें. किसी एक दो बैटर्स को जाके टिल एंड तक खेलना होता है. बेशक ये हार जाते हैं, लेकिन ये 47 से नहीं हार सकते थे. ये हार जाते, जैसे यूएस हारा 18 रन से हार गए. तो मेरे ख्याल से ये टीम अफगानिस्तान इससे अच्छी टीम है और वो लर्न करे और आगे जाना
किया हुआ है. उनके ओपनिंग पेयर को हमने बार-बार इस वर्ल्ड कप में देखा है स्टिचिंग दोस पार्टनरशिप्स एंड टेकिंग द गेम डीपर. लेकिन आज कहीं ना कहीं आई थिंक शायद प्रेशर था या इंडिया की बॉलिंग को भी क्रेडिट देंगे. बिल्कुल
एक छोटा सा आंसर देता हूं. अगर आपने सुपर 8 में आगे जाना है, टॉप 4 में जाना है, तो आपको ये नहीं, आप वन डायमेंशन टीम नहीं बनना कि या तो हमारी बॉलिंग अच्छी है या हमारी बैटिंग अच्छी है. आपको दोनों में अच्छा होना है. तो
आज अफगानिस्तान वन डायमेंशन
थी वो, और खेली भी एक वन डायमेंशन के साथ. जो आ रहे हैं पहले, ठीक है, आप मानते हैं कि पावर प्ले में आप एग्रेसिव खेलें, लेकिन कितना एग्रेसिव खेल सकते हैं? पावर प्ले में ये तो नहीं हो सकता कि आपने जो 180 रन चेस करने हो पावर प्ले में ही कर लेने. ऐसा नहीं हो. चेज और पोस्ट करने में बहुत फर्क होता है.
Right, a big difference between chasing a target and posting the runs. And I think when Rashid said earlier at the toss that he would have also wanted to bat first, you can see where Afghanistan were going with their strengths, and a bad toss to lose for him once again.
Yeah, I think a side that has no pressure of having to chase down a scoreboard target against the likes of India, definitely that maybe the psychology played a little bit into Afghanistan really trying to break the back of that run chase. They weren't able to do so today. It was such a strong statement from India, 47 run win, very similar to what we saw from England against the West Indies, the defending champions in the early hours of the morning, Hafiz. A lot of brilliant individual performances from India today, but who stood out for you?
I think Surya Kumar Yadav, the way he batted, because on a track which was not offering that much pace, where the batsmen can easily play their shots, and this guy looks like he has all the time to play the shot. I said it earlier that he seems like an unorthodox brilliance, the way he plays, the way he executes his skills. So I'm really impressed with the knock he played today. The most impressive part was he took on straight away to the main bowler of Afghanistan. Rashid was getting wickets. He straight away attacked on him. As I said earlier, to tackle any quality spinner, you need to have attacking option against him. Once he started playing that, he looks like a different batsman. So I think, to me, the way he batted, he makes sure that India should manage to get that total on the board where their bowling can defend it. So I think all credit goes to Surya Kumar Yadav.
A quick look at the match summary to refresh our minds what happened when India won the toss and where they chose to bat first. 181 is what they posted on the board thanks to Surya Kumar Yadav and that blistering knock. 53 of 28. Hardik Pandya with 32 off his bat. Another all-rounders innings from him. Kohli just getting started but not quite staying there. 24 from his bat, and Rishabh Pant with 20 off 11. A fiery contribution from him. Bowling ki agar hum baat kare, Captain Rashid leading with the ball. 3 wickets to his name off his 4 overs, giving away 26 runs. Fazal Haq Farooq a little bit on the expensive side today, but 3 wickets to his name as well out of his 4 wickets. And of course Naveenul Haq picking up 1 wicket, giving 40 runs as well. Chase की अगर हम बात करें तो थोड़ा सा पार्टनरशिप्स की जो लैक ऑफ पार्टनरशिप्स की हम अभी बात कर रहे थे वो क्लियरली नजर आ रहा था from the Afghanistan batters, so not much from their top 3, but then of course we saw Umar Zai with 26, Najibullah 19, Gulbadin was in the playing 11 today, 17 from him, Nabi with 14, but not quite the runs that they needed or somebody to finish off the game. Bowling agar hum dekhen India ki, outstanding once again. Bumrah 3 wickets out of his 4 overs. Arshdeep picking up 3 as well, giving away 36. Kuldeep Yadav was in the 11 today in place of Siraj. 2 wickets to his name. Akshar Patel with 1 as well. An all-round contribution from all of their bowlers, and in the end a convincing win from India, winning the match by 47 runs. That is a healthy margin for them, and of course that will reflect very nicely on the points table as well. But a great all-round performance, and you know, it's good to see those runs coming from these batters in back-to-back games in the Caribbean now, after seeing a stretch of those bowler-dominated conditions. And now these batters are finding their form once again. We saw in in that South Africa match, then the England and West Indies match, Phil Salt playing that blinder, and now once again we are seeing some runs in the Caribbean. About time, I think.
New conditions for India though. It's their first game in the Caribbean. They did play all of their group matches in the US of A, but one man who had no time to waste when it came to adapting to conditions was Surya Kumar Yadav. The sky was literally the limit once again for the great man with the back-to-back 50s for him. He was unbelievable today, just targeting all around the park, Marty, for his 53 of 28 balls. I mean, pick a shot. Which was your favourite?
Probably all of them. He's got a great method against playing Rashid Khan, hasn't he? You know, we saw in the pre-show that, you know, his strike rate and his average against Rashid Khan is particularly high, and it's gone even higher today. So, you know, he's played extremely well. Just hit him off his length, really. Just didn't let him settle. A couple of beautiful sweep shots. He manipulated the field, got them to change it, and then still hit it over into the gap as well. So he was going absolutely flying along, and then, you know, some of these big hits here, absolutely incredible. And just seemed to, whatever he hit, it picked a gap or went over the boundary. It was great to watch. And the other impressive thing was that he built partnerships along the way to help India get to that 180 mark. And, you know, as I've said before, that's the key to setting big totals and chasing big totals.
How did he neutralize Rashid Khan? Cross bat. What did I say
As he mentioned earlier.
Thank you
The
very
batting
much.
coach of Pakistan
Marty said
incumbent.
he got out.
But the good thing about his batting that he can take ball from the front of his eye.
No.
So that was the key. He used that pace of Rashid Khan.
Khan.
So that's how he can manage well.
I tried to
against him.
slog sweep him.
Sorry?
I tried to slog sweep him, that's why.
Because if you looked at his wagon wheel, he was literally scoring all around the park. There was no quadrant that was left untouched. When we talk about baby AB de Villiers, Mr. 360, he's like the incumbent, isn't he now, Surya Kumar Yadav? You know, where do you bowl to him when he's in this kind of form? And he's just finding his form at the right time now. Back-to-back 50s, he's looking ominous.
Maybe you mix up your pace more against him, and sometimes you can as a fast bowler you can.
I've seen him getting out many times.
But with spinners, it's a hard job to bowl against him.
Just don't bother, I reckon.
So let him score. I've seen him, you know, when you see somebody's playing like this, no? The only option you're left behind with either he hit the stumps or try him with the bounces.
But you
how
know,
many hits that he's going to hit?
Yeah.
How much he hits? How many hits that he's going to go for 6? One miscue. That's it. That's all you need. You go for a 20, 30 runs. Go for 20, 40 runs. That's fine. But he still managed to get the wickets.
और spinners को क्या करना चाहिए अपना?
I think he has a great range of shot against spinner. He used his feet well. He has that sweep shot very well. So I think, as you said earlier, as a spinner, if you go with the light variation, you can give a little bit more
air in the
air, and also you can sometimes, if you see he's already going for a sweep shot, you can go for a straight yorker to him. You know, these are the things you can try. But you know, he took him on straight away.
Yeah.
Who got the best options? Like Rashid is the main bowler. He was getting wickets. And I'm really impressed the way he took him on straight away. Straight away he went for a different sweep shots, different range of shot, and then they were under pressure.
And yeah, and that pressure never really settled off of Afghanistan bowling. Agar hum dekhein, after that platform was set by Sky, Hardik Pandya came in and he just carried it on so beautifully. He didn't have the best IPL fees. He was struggling for runs in that season, the whole 2-month season. But then seeing him at his best, doing what he does for Team India, and of course he can bowl. आज उन्होंने 2 overs कराए, लेकिन still what beautiful form he's in right now.
असल में देखो, उन्होंने टारगेट किया बॉलर को. जब वो राशिद के सामने आए तो he was not playing his shots, क्योंकि सूर्या कुमार यादव उनको अग्रेसिव शॉट्स खेल रहे थे, and he was trying to spend more time on the crease. और फिर इन्होंने अपने बॉलर टारगेट किए कि ये वाले बॉलर हैं जिनके अगेंस्ट में अपने स्ट्रॉन्ग हिट्स लगा सकता हूँ. आई थिंक ओवरऑल अगर देखें तो इन दोनों की जो पार्टनरशिप थी नियरली 60 रन्स की, उसने अफगानिस्तान से मैच को दूर कर दिया और वो इंडिया की फेवर में ले गए. सो आई थिंक दैट पार्टनरशिप बिटवीन हिम एंड स्काई, आई थिंक टेकन द गेम अवे फ्रॉम अफगानिस्तान.
ये सारों को तो पता है यहाँ विकेटें आसान नहीं है. अमेरिका से बेहतर विकेट लगे थे, फिर भी आसान विकेट नहीं. टेक्निकली इतने स्ट्रॉन्ग प्लेयर हैं, एडजस्ट कर लेते हैं. लेकिन बट he has given time to Hardik Pandya. Sky given it time to Hardik Pandya. You settle in for 4 overs, that's fine. I'll keep on scoring runs. When time comes, you'll hit it.
And that's what they
Look
did.
how this their mindset works.
It's also simple,
Aaron,
isn't it? Simple game plan.
Simple game plan. You take your time, I'll score runs for you. At the same time, Sky was scoring runs at the high speed, but at the same time, you must give credit to Rashid Khan.
Yeah.
He never took himself off. He could have taken himself off. कह सकता था यार लगा हुआ बाद में कर लूँगा, दो तो ले लिए हैं, लेकिन फिर आया. He kept on trying कि यार मैं इसके सूर्य कुमार यादव की विकेट ले जाऊँ. This is the character of the man as a captain. He kept on coming. He didn't let other spinners यार तू कर ले यार तू आ जा, मैं बच जाता हूँ. करते हैं लोग.
नहीं, मुझे नहीं पता.
तुम्हें सारा कुछ पता है. तुम अब्दुल्ला हो.
देखिए
तुम्हें सारा पता है.
मेरे ख्याल से हमें कॉम्प्लीमेंट देना चाहिए.
Exactly.
कि 4 आउट होने के बाद भी एक ऐसा पेयर खेल रहा है जो कि अगर 10 ओवर 7 खेल जाते तो 80 रन और हो जाते.
They would be thinking of that.
तो कितनी
क्योंकि आगे
लग्जरी
आने वाले
आपके पास.
उनके ओपोनेंट आसान नहीं है बिल्कुल.
हम बात कर रहे हैं कि T20 में आप आगे कैसे निकल जाते हो और पीछे क्यों रह जाते हो, बिकॉज ऑफ दैट मिडिल पीरियड. सो दे वर गुड एट एट दैट टाइम ओवर देयर. सो मेरे ख्याल से ये वो पॉइंट है जो कि हमने आज सीखा है. और ऑपोजिट अगर टीम अफगानिस्तान को देख लें तो उनका मिडिल में वो कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा था. तो मेरे ख्याल से ये एक ट्रिकी पॉइंट है जो कि, और कल जैसे कल के मैच में भी यही हुआ टीम वेस्ट इंडीज़ के पास. तो मेरे ख्याल से देखिए जो मिडिल पीरियड है यहाँ पे आपको बड़ा अच्छा खेलना है. आप खेलोगे क्योंकि पिचेस आपके सामने ही है. अगर ठीक है वैसे न्यूयॉर्क की तरह नहीं है, यूएस की तरह नहीं है, लेकिन
फिर भी आसान नहीं.
कुछ ना कुछ सरप्राइज होगा.
कुछ तो कुछ
प्रिपेयर आपने रहना.
इवन स्पिनर के लिए भी आसान नहीं है क्योंकि अब स्लो है तो स्पिनर को भी बहुत ज्यादा, जैसे आप राशिद खान की बात करें, वो थोड़ा तेज इसलिए बॉल कर रहे थे कि क्योंकि बॉल पुश मिल जाए. तो मेरे ख्याल से ये दोनों के लिए इजी नहीं है, लेकिन वो ये बात है कि आपने अपने लिए इजी कैसे करना है, जैसे इन दोनों ने किया.
Right. Talking about the conditions, and of course that's what Rohit Sharma also said at the toss. He could tell, reading from that pitch, that it will get slower in the second half, and that's what they wanted to do, to capitalize, to get as many runs on the board as they could, and then leave it to their bowlers, and that's what happened.
Yeah, well, a decent track compared to some of the ones that we've seen in this T20 World Cup for sure. I mean, 180 was scored in that first innings, but just with Bumrah, he comes on, he makes the wicket seem like he's back in the US of A. 3 for 7 of 4 overs.
Unreal.
One boundary in that 7 runs as well, mind you, which could have very easily have been a wicket. He was just unbelievable again, Shoaib. He adapted brilliantly.
Aaron, what he's doing? See the ball. Just spinning it. Not even slower one. It's not a slow one, it's actually off break. We understand ball is gripping, so have to bowl like an off spinner. So that's what he does. He's got the best Yorkers, right? He's got the best Yorker. We all know that. Why is the smartest fast bowler on the planet Earth because he reads the pitch and the situation so better than anybody else. Because that he doesn't have a long run up to think about it. He just comes on the crease, he thinks about how I'm going to get the people out. What he does, he gets on the variation. This variation is that which you need as a bowler. And that's what I was looking for from Afghanistan bowlers. Variation jao. Length ball कर रहा है नवीन, length ball कर रहा है, वो कहाँ करेगा, वो angle तुम्हारा ये बन रहा है. So Bumrah, top-notch fast bowler.
It's nice to see him with the new ball too. And
Yeah.
Siraj wasn't there, so he did get the new ball. And look, he gets both the openers in, a matter of balls. Do you like seeing him with the new ball? Should India be taking that route?
He's missing out on many wickets, not bowling with the new ball. I mean, like, you got to be very selfish. I know he's a great team man. He gave his position to a youngster. You bowl, you get some wickets. But, very nice to see him. But for him to bowl a new ball, I think he's going to add up about 100 wickets in the next 2 years.
It's almost like he not gets punished, but takes one for the team in order because he can bowl anywhere versus perhaps some of the others in the lineup. All credit to Siraj and Arshdeep, but they are wonderful new ball bowlers as well. But Bumrah with a new ball,
Nice.
it's a dangerous prospect.
I think it's time to break now.
For sure.
Looks like we're off to a very short break there here on Vantage Developers Presents Game on Hair. Still plenty more to unpack about this first bout of the Super 8s between Afghanistan and India. Stick with us on the other side.
जी वेलकम बैक टू Vantage Developers Presents Game On है. Of course हम बात कर रहे हैं India versus Afghanistan की. India have beaten Afghanistan by 47 runs in their first match of the Super 8s. A convincing all-round performance by Team India. Batting में अभी हमने बात की उनके कौन से key players रहे. And of course we talked about Surya Kumar Yadav, the enigma that Sky is, and of course Sky is the limit for him as far as the batting goes. Mr. 360. We took a look at what happened with Afghanistan as well and where they sort of let go of their plan. अगर हम bowling की बात करें, overall India looking really good right now. Erin, they're cruising through, unbeaten so far, and they have a lot to look forward to as well. But Marty, quickly on Team India's momentum right now, unbeaten so far, and of course that rain-affected match there for them to reflect on. But what do they take away from this convincing win, considering that they next play Bangladesh on the 22nd of June and a relatively easier next match, considering how convincingly they've just beaten Afghanistan and all of their departments working for them? Yeah,
they take a lot of momentum, confidence, the fact that they're probably the best team in this tournament so far. They just keep rolling on. I don't think you can say Bangladesh is an easier opponent coming up because they've been playing some very good cricket as well. I still think India will be too strong for that game, but they pose a different challenge altogether. They have to re-prepare for another game. That's the beauty about a World Cup. You play a different team every game. So you can't just scout the same players. You've got to go through a whole different set of players, whole different set of bowlers, batters, fielders, all these different sorts of things to be ready for the next game. But India are a world-class outfit and they'll be ready for that. But yeah, it should be a great game, that one. I'm looking forward to it.
It's going to be an awesome game, and Bangladesh as well. They've got almost back-to-back matches. It's a bit confusing with the time zones, but they've got Australia in 5:30 a.m. Pakistan time, and then on our time the next day at night they play India. So like really quick games back-to-back. Should it go well against Australia, perhaps that momentum leading into the match against India would give them a lot of confidence and perhaps give them a chance to upset India. But Shoaib, they're looking like a pretty well-oiled unit, aren't they, the Indians at the moment? Like a very, very strong prospect of this year's T20 World Cup.
Well, if you look at the Indians team, I think they've got every corner covered. I mean, when it comes to bowling, they got Bumrah, they got Siraj, they got Jadeja, they got Kuldeep, they got Akshar, and the wicket's going to support them at the same time. And when you look at the middle orders, strongest. But with this guy, with the ball, I think you're just winning games every time. And Akshar is just like you see, having said that, having Jadeja in the team at the same time, but putting Akshar on the forefront in terms of making him best all-rounder. And I mean, like, he just is just the best team right now. When it comes to men's to men, the talent-wise, if you see they got every corner cover. They got the keeper. There's a batsman. They got a bowler who's also a batsman. You know, there's a bowler who also can bat, and the good fielding side. I mean, really.
They're keeping it tight too, Shoaib. Like so much dot ball pressure. Bumrah again, for example, 2 wickets for none of his first 8 balls.
Yeah,
it's good. It's really
but
good.
You know, he is just like. Well, I mean, you keep on forgetting Harshdeep. I mean, he's this guy who can bowl in depth over, and also he can bowl with a new ball at the same time. You see, so the sport I was looking for, the Harshdeep provides that. So, just over and all, he's just a great team. He's just a great package. I think this team is out there to winning the World Cup. That's all I'm going to say, and they should.
And I think with the batting we can look at, I mean, it's not always the same person scoring the runs.
No.
First game, Rohit got 70 odd not out, I think it was. And then I think next game, Rishabh Pant scored some runs. Surya Kumar Yadav's had back-to-back innings where he's done well. They've had guys backing up the whole way, you know, Shivam Dubey, Hardik Pandya, that's right. I mean, everybody's chipping in where they need to. So they're not relying on just Virat. They're not relying on just Rohit. It's everybody in the lineup. Yep, Virat's due, we know that, and it could be coming in the next couple of games. So look out, Bangladesh and the other teams in that group. But as I said, it's an all-round team effort at the moment. You know.
And Marty, as you said, I mean, they have a very simple game plan, and they're just following that. They're just executing that, and I think that's the key. That's been not overcomplicating roles and just assigning very simple tasks to each player, and then that player comes and executes. अब अगर हम अफगानिस्तान की यूनिस थोड़ी सी बात करें, a little bit of a problem for them now. Back to back matches ना सिर्फ हारे हैं, बड़े रन से हारे हैं, 104 रन से हारे पहले against West Indies, now 47 run defeat against India. अब सुपर 8 में तो आ गए हैं. अब उनके लिए एक ये नया टूर्नामेंट ही है because कुछ कैरी नहीं हो रहा from their first group stage. What do they do now next? And would you change anything in this 11? Considering कि अब उनका अगला मैच ऑस्ट्रेलिया के अगेंस्ट है on the 23rd, not an easy challenge for them. What do you change in this Afghanistan team?
रोहा, मैं ये चाहूँगा कि वो अपना रोल जो है ना वो सीरियस लें. बाज़ वक़्त बताने की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ती कि कैप्टन बताएंगे या सपोर्टिंग स्टाफ आपको बताएंगे या हेड कोच बताएंगे. देखिए अब ये सीनियर इनफ प्लेयर्स हैं और देखें जिस तरह इन्होंने क्वालिटी क्रिकेट खेली है अभी तक सोफा, लेकिन 2 मैचों में जो है थोड़ा सा कोलैप्स हो गया, फिर वापस वहीं स्टैंड कर रहे हैं. मेरे ख्याल से इनको अब आके ये रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी लेनी पड़ेगी क्योंकि सुपर 8 तक पहुंचना गोल नहीं होना चाहिए, बल्कि यहाँ पे 1-2 मैच जीतना गोल होना चाहिए. क्योंकि आपके पास इंडिया का ठीक है, आज इंडिया के साथ नहीं हो सका, फिर आगे 2-1 टीमें और अच्छी हैं, उनमें से कोई ठीक है. मैं ये नहीं कहता हूँ कि सारे मैच जीत जाओ, लेकिन कम्पीट तो करना पड़ेगा उनको. आज भी अगर मैं बात करूँ तो 25 रन उन्होंने कम किए, जो उनकी पोटेंशियल है, जितने अच्छे वो खेल रहे थे, तो वो उनको करना है. और चेंज बस यही करना, अपनी मेंटालिटी चेंज करें. ठीक है, एग्रेशन भी है उनके पास, स्किल की एग्जीक्यूशन भी है, लेकिन वो उसको करना पड़ेगा. अगर ये इस तरह करके, क्योंकि ये अब सुपर 8 में इनके पास बड़ा अच्छा चांस है. हम यहाँ पे सब ये कह रहे थे कि टॉप 4 में जा सकते हैं, लेकिन जो 2 मैच लास्ट खेले हैं उससे लगा कि शायद वो सिर्फ यहाँ तक पहुँचना चाहते थे. ये नहीं होना चाहिए. दे मस्ट अपनी सारी जो है ना वो थॉट्स इकट्ठे करें और आए कि देखिए हमने सिर्फ यहाँ पहुँचना नहीं था, वी हैव टू कम्पीट हियर, और स्पेशली इन इस ग्रुप में. क्योंकि देखिए ये बड़ा अच्छा मौके होते हैं, यही वो मौके होते हैं जहाँ से आप बिग स्टार्स बनते हो. तो मेरे ख्याल से ये मौका उनको समझना चाहिए कि खोना नहीं चाहिए. क्योंकि देखो हमने देखा है कि हम उनकी यही बात कर रहे थे कि बॉडी लैंग्वेज की बात कर रहे थे, हम उनकी डेडिकेशन की बात कर रहे थे. आज वो नज़र नहीं है क्योंकि एक ही तरह की क्रिकेट खेल रहे, वो आ रहे थे, वो समझ रहे थे कि आएंगे और शॉट लगेंगे. ऐसा नहीं है. जब टॉप के बॉलर्स होते हैं, टॉप के इवन बैटर्स होते हैं, तो उनके खिलाफ आपको अपनी जो स्किल्स की एग्जीक्यूशन है उसको थोड़ा सा इन्हांस करना पड़ेगा. मेरे ख्याल से अगर वो ये करेंगे तो काफ़ी बेहतर कर. चेंज तो देखें यही टीम खेल रही है, उनकी ओवरऑल यही टीम खेलेगी, लेकिन ये कि उनको बस अपनी थिंकिंग थोड़ी चेंज करनी की. अब उन्होंने कि आगे जब मैच कैसे जीतना है, तो वो ये ना हो कि वो 1-2 मैच और एक आधा मैच और हारेंगे तो फिर वो उसी शेप में आ जाएंगे कि अब मैच कैसे जीतना.
बिल्कुल भी at any point, that's what Yunus was saying as well. Afghanistan have reached the Super 8 stage, but it seems as though this was their the sky, the limit for them. Okay, of course we have qualified for the Super 8s, but this shouldn't be the limit for Afghanistan. They need to soar through, and Erin has the Afghanistan team in her top 4, so I think they really need to pick up that pace again and come back stronger against the Aussies.
Yeah.
Who are you supporting in that next game, by the way?
Oh, well, I mean, obviously my country of origin, as much as I do love an underdog story, go Australia. But, you know, coming back to Afghanistan, I think they really were playing some bad cricket the last couple of games. It's not been their best efforts. We've seen their best efforts, and their best efforts have very lofty standards. But, you know, one man who's not letting those lofty standards go, no matter what sort of situation the team finds himself in, is, you know, Fazal Haq Farooqi, again, another 3 wickets for him. He's got the most wickets still in the tournament, 15 so far, Hafiz. Yes, he was a little bit expensive towards the back end there, going for 33 off his 4, but another 3 big wickets for him, including this one, you know, right from the word go in the 3rd over, getting Rohit Sharma. What's he getting so right in all of these conditions?
Well, I think as a bowler, when you have the confidence under your belt, you have done that at the group stage, and now obviously the same momentum going into the Super 8. He's using his skills very well. His slow one is working very well on these tracks. He does swing the new ball very well, where he obviously can damage any batsman technique. So I personally feel he's with confidence is really high, and he's executing his skills according to the requirement of the pitch. And he is growing as a fast bowler because, you know, couple of years back, as I said earlier, like no one knew about him, but now he's a bowler who basically challenging most of the techniques of the batsman at highest level. So I think I'm really impressed so far his operation in this World Cup, and that I would say, like, you know, this will give a lot of right confidence to him and also to the Afghanistan team moving forward in world cricket.
Yeah, 15 poles for him so far, Roha. He's been damaging with the ball.
Unreal so far, but let's see what they do next with this a little break in their momentum and their winning streak. But we were talking about the challenge that Afghanistan now find themselves in. Shoaib, how important is Rashid Khan, the captain, going to be? How do you see his duties and his roles changing? Because as a bowler, so he is all over the park and he's coming in and applying himself in the most critical phases. But as a captain now, kya duty hai?
He's improving. He's accelerating. When it comes to his captaincy, I think he's a good captain. What he needs a bit of a backing from his team. I think he's a good enough. I mean, the great spinner. I mean, whatever you may call him, unorthodox spinner. But he is just a great guy. He's a great team man. He wants to win for his country, you know, and you know. But again, having said that, his team needs to show a bit of a maturity when it comes to batting. Chasing is an art. It's not you just go around and slacking and slashing and you're going to get the score. So he needs a bit of a sport. He needs he's got a good management staff, by the way. And Ajay Jadeja was there. I mean, like he has improved a lot when it comes to batting with his feedback, and Jonathan Trout is there. So I think they're doing a wonderful job with the Afghan team. So I'm sure in times to come, look at their management continuation. They're kept on improving. They are not changing the chairmans every day.
Stability.
Stability is there. Stability in any relationship is very important. Either you coach as a team, you know, as a team member, as a other team member, the stability is very important. But they are keeping growing. What they're lacking is a maturity. That's all. There is a certain method to a chase. You know, you can't just, you know, मुंह उठाया मारा चक्का मारो चक्का चक्के नहीं लगते यहाँ पे. यहाँ तो विकटें बहुत मुश्किल हैं. यहाँ पे कैसे ऑर्केस्ट्रेट करेंगे आप इनिंग्स को? नहीं तो ऑर्केस्ट्रेट करना पड़ेगा. वहाँ यूनुस खान उसी पे मारेगा, हफीज थोड़ा सामने खेलेगा, गैप में खेलेगा, रन ऐसे आएंगे. रन आ नहीं सकते ना ऐसे. ये अफगानी को सीखना पड़ेगा. T20 की तरह नहीं खेला जाएगा ना, उसको बिल्ड करना पड़ेगा. So I'm sure they'll be there very soon.
And he has not let the captaincy take away from his ability with his individual performance as well. Hafiz, just quickly, you know, using a lot of topspin today, using the width to hit the conditions, and, you know, getting some really important wickets as well with these 3 for 26. Because sometimes captaincy can take away from individual brilliance too, can't it? And they desperately need both from him if they're going to succeed.
Well, I think in Rashid's case, you can see like he's taking more authority. He also taking the most difficult decisions for himself, because he operating as a captain, and also what he is doing, he is basically bringing the impact into the game. Because as a bowler, he has his duty, his first thing to do for the team is to take wickets at the right time, and that's what he is doing. Because sometimes, as you mentioned, as a captain, you underutilize your own skills. But what he is doing, he's challenging himself against all the opposition to lead from the front. That is really something I'm really happy to see Rashid Khan getting that role once again, because he left earlier because of some political pressures, but now he's there, and I wish him all the best. The way he's leading at the moment, I think it's a right way to move forward for the Afghanistan cricket.
Right, Afghanistan facing the might of Australia in their next game, but time for a little quick break here on Vantage Developers presents Game On Hai. When we come back, we will talk a little bit about the next encounter that waits us in the Super 8 stage. It's Australia taking on Bangladesh. Don't go anywhere.
Hello and welcome back to the post show here at Vantage Developers Presents Game On Hai. We've just unpacked the massive win to the global force that is Team India against the rising force of Afghanistan. It wasn't their day today though, a huge 47-run win to the men in blue. But it's time now to preview our next Super 8 clash, and I'm very excited for this one because the Aussies are back in action. We're at North Sound in Antigua and they're up against Bangladesh, who found some really good form heading through the end stages of those group phase. So a big clash, a new place for these two sides to lock horns, and given the conditions that we have seen in Antigua, Roha, I'm not 100% confident. I think Bangladesh absolutely have plenty in their arsenal in order to try and unsettle the Aussies, but I am a unbiased professional, which is why I'm going to take myself out of the rest of this conversation, throw it to the experts. Gentlemen, who do you like?
Speak the truth.
Speak the truth?
You speak the truth. Her voice and her tone.
There is no match against Australia.
Look at her.
But we will.
You said it.
But we will support Bangladesh. Why not? They need our support. So why not?
I
Like
think even
the way
Erin supports
Pakistan
the underdog in every
There's a
match.
fair few people in Bangladesh.
I do.
Yeah.
Because Bangladesh batting hasn't been the massive strength. So perhaps when we look at these two sides, the Aussies do have it over them with form with the bat at the moment. Bangladesh, though, they've got so many quality bowlers in their lineups. He's really kept them in the competition, and Marty probably gotten them to the Super 8s, to be completely fair. How do these two sides stack up in your mind?
Yeah, you're 100% right. The Bangladesh bowlers have been on song. They're coming up against a pretty decent batting lineup in Australia tomorrow morning. So they're going to have it right up against, their backs against the wall. Australia ain't going to take a step back. They're going to bring it to them. The likes of David Warner, Travis Head. Massive test for Tamsin. I think that this will, could make or break his, how he goes in this tournament. He's been fantastic so far. What's he going to do against the two left-handers that are, absolutely flying at the top of the Australian order. So those two get off to a flyer. I think it's just going to be too much for Bangladesh to pull back.
Right, Yunus, what are your thoughts?
तो खैर हम लाइटर मूड में बात कर रहे थे. देखिए हम अगर टीम ऑस्ट्रेलिया की बात करें तो जैसे हमने टीम इंडिया की बात की तो उनके पास ये पूरे लोडेड टीम है. उनके पास मैच विनर मौजूद है, उनको पता है कि उनके रोल्स क्या हैं, उनके पास बॉलिंग मौजूद है, उनके पास फील्डिंग मौजूद है, उनके पास कैप्टन है कैसा है जो कि बहुत कुछ अभी उसका हमें नज़र आना है. तो मेरे ख्याल से उनका मैच नहीं है, लेकिन आपको पता है T20 में चेंजेस हो जाती हैं बाज़ औक़ात वनडे में. तो जितना चांस ऑस्ट्रेलिया के पास है उतना ही चांस जो है वो टीम बांग्लादेश के पास, कि उनके पास भी सीनियर्स मौजूद हैं, उनके पास भी बॉलिंग अच्छी है. सिर्फ उनका वही है कि वो अगर एज अ टीम खेलें और उनको अगर ऑस्ट्रेलिया को से कम्पीट करना है, उनको हराना है, तो एज अ टीम उनको हर शोबे में उनको बेहतर करना होगा. तो वो एक अच्छा मैच खेल सकते हैं. और विनिंग लूजिंग तो आपको पता है जो भी मैच स्टार्ट होता है, चाहे ओपोनेंट कितना भी स्ट्रॉन्ग ना हो, हमेशा 50-50 से स्टार्ट होता है.
50-50 जरूर होता है, लेकिन यहाँ पे ओपोनेंट थोड़ा सा इस वक्त अंडर कॉन्फिडेंस जरूर है. शोएब, बांग्लादेश आर कमिंग इनटू दिस मैच ऑन द बैक ऑफ 2 wins, अगेंस्ट नेदरलैंड्स एंड अगेंस्ट नेपाल. लेकिन फिर भी जो उनका वीक एरिया, एज एरन ऑल्सो पॉइंटेड आउट, द बैटिंग इज नॉट वर्किंग फॉर देम.
It doesn't matter. You win the whole series before you coming into play against Australia. They will crash you.
For sure, no doubt.
So my heart goes for Bangladesh. Go out there, beat Australian, create a history. Don't create a history, just win a World Cup. So yeah, we can think the impossibles, but
The Tigers
what is the possibilities are. Australian, the way they play, the way they approach towards the game, the kind of approach they have towards the game is just like unparalleled. They just like dominate you with their presence. With this batting lineup, they just crash you, they thrash you. So I mean, like, they are a very well focused team. They are now any team in this world, entire universe, who knows how to play cricket under pressure or with the pressure on somebody else, are the Australians.
Big team energy, we're going to call it, BTE. Something about the Aussies, yes, I guess we do know how to get things done in all kinds of circumstances, which is great if you're a fan of Australian cricket. But Professor, you know, every side has weaknesses, and I'm sure Bangladesh will be doing their research and trying to find the best ways to make inroads against the Aussies. What's their best bet, do you think, in these conditions in Antigua?
Well, I think so far Bangladesh is always a conditional team. Whenever they get the right conditions for them, which is obviously the spin conducive condition, if they got that in Antigua, they can target to hit Australia heavily, because I believe they have that ability with the spin attack, and their fast bowling is also doing well. Tanzim, Mustafiz, and also Taskeen. But the only thing is will challenge their the progress is always about the batting. But I still want to see if there is any condition where they can utilize their spin very well. I think they can challenge any team. So let's see what the condition they will provide to in Antigua. The last game we saw that it was 170-180 runs South Africa posted earlier. So I think if it's a batting track, there's no, like, it seems like a less chance for them to dominate. But if there's a condition where they can go with their spinners well, I think they can challenge any team.
Yeah, and plenty of fans and vibe in the Caribbean, as of course we come to expect, the place which is the biggest party in cricket, as they love to be known. But just before we do sign off for the night, it is of course time now for your favourite part of the show. It's who wins the J. Junaid Jamshed perfume, whoever answered the question correctly. And I'd now like to get a drum roll, please, Roha.
Okay, let's
winner.
see.
Come on, last
almost
push.
1 in the morning, but only doing this for you, Erin.
The winner is Myra Hassan. Congratulations, you have won yourself this perfume by answering that question correctly. Who has the most maiden overs in ODI history? This is coming your way, a beautiful all-rounder by Shoaib Malik. Congratulations.
Bahut Mubarak ho, Myra Hussain, and thank you so much for supporting our show, for loving our show, engaging with our show, and thank you aap sabka bhi jo aap log roz dekhte hain, and of course you follow us across social media and give your support, show your support. So very grateful for having your support continuously throughout this World Cup.
Super grateful, and so grateful for all of your company for joining us once again at Vantage Developers presents Game on Hai. Roha, wonderful expert panel, gentlemen. Thank you so much for your time. Of course, the Super 8 rolls on tomorrow morning, though, 5:30 a.m. Pakistan time, which, yes, is only about 4.5 hours away. So that big game, Australia v Bangladesh, coming to you across the screens of PTV Sports. For now, though, it's good night, and we'll see you tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. for another episode of Game on Hai. We'll see you all very shortly.